So, what we're going to do today with class 2, we're having a special day today. You're all dressed up. Normally you're not looking like this, but today I've come along just for a short time to continue our story about folk tales. And the other day we had a very small folk tale, and it was about the cat and the old man and the dog, and they were walking in the forest, and it was very cold. And what happened to the old man?
He lost his cat.
He did. He lost his cat. And what happened to the cat?
Lots of animals came.
They did. One by one animal after the other kept coming in and making their home under the cat. And they all were very, very cozy and happy. But then what happened? Something happened. The climax of the story, the crescendo. What happened, Megan?
Then a big animal bear tried to come in, but it couldn't because he was too big, so they all had to squish together.
They all had to wriggle around so that the big bear could come in. And then the very climax of the story, the action-packed part of the story, something that you can remember when you do your writing. Yes, Mohammed?
When the dog came and took the hat.
He did, and the dog went woof, 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 and the animals got such a fright. What did they do? Christian, what did they do? They did, they ran away. And then there was a happy ending, because what happened for the happy ending, Savannah?
The man bought his hat.
He did. And we had a little talk about that. Now today is a different folk tale. Remember, folk tales have been around for a very long time, usually told by someone sitting around with a group just like we are. Sometimes there's a lovely warm fire that they can sit around. We don't have a warm fire today, but we do have a candle. So, when I light the candle, that means that everybody But the thing about this is when I light the candle, that's when the time is you listen to the story, and then when I blow the candle, that's the time for you to speak and interact and make connections. So, Mohammed, did you get all that? As soon as I light the candle, everyone is very, very quiet. No putting hands up, nothing. Just listening to the story. Okay, here we go. So let me tell you about the story of the little girl and her lamb. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl, and she lived with her mother in a tiny little cottage near the river, in the forest, near the hills and the mountains. They didn't have very much, but they did have each other, and they loved each other very much. And they had a very special little lamb. And they loved their little lamb very much, especially the little girl. And every day, the little girl would take the lamb for walks down by the river. And the lamb would drink the lovely, cool, clear water from the river. And every day, the little girl and the lamb would walk across, and they would go past the hills and the mountains. And they go into the forest where the lamb would dig at the roots of the trees, and he would look and he would eat the lovely green grass underneath the roots of the trees. And they were very happy together. And then the both of them would make their journey back home. and they pass the hill that they've never been up before. They pass the big tall mountain, past the river where the lamb would drink the cool, clear water back to their house. And one morning, the lamb got up very, very early. One morning, the lamb got up very early and he went down to the river and he drank from the cool, clear water. Then he felt very refreshed. Then he went across to the forest and he dug under the roots of the trees. He was looking for beautiful, green, cool grass to eat. And then he went a little further into the forest, past where he had never been before, past the hill, past the mountain, right around the crevice where it was very rocky and there were lots of ledges and cliffs. And he went over where he's never been before and found that he got himself lost. He was really lost. He didn't know how to get back to his house over near the river. Well, the little girl got up and she went outside and she looked for her lamb, but she couldn't find him. So she was a bit worried. She called her mother. Her mother came out and she said, "Mother, I can't find my lamb. Can I go and look for him?" Her mother said, "Yes, of course." So she went down to the river where the lamb would drink the cool, clear water. She went past the big, tall mountain and the hill, and she went to the forest. She looked around the trees where the lamb would dig for roots and eat sweet green grass, but she still could not find him. So she felt very, very sad. She decided to come home again, but then she looked up the hill where she'd never been before, and she thought, "I wonder if my lamb is up that hill." So she decided to go up the hill, and she did. And when she came up to the hill, the first part of the hill, she met a boy. And this boy, he was swinging on a gate. And she said to the boy, "Good morning, have you seen my lamb?" And the boy said, "No, I haven't seen your lamb. But if you have found me, and if you go a little bit further up the hill, you'll find a woodchopper